Hello, hello. Oh my God, this is just beautiful and victorious, and thank you so much for everyone who's sharing their voices and everyone who is listening. It's beautiful. So I have two pieces. The first piece isn't mine. I read it for the first time today. I've only read it once, so bear with me. It was sent to me by a very amazing friend of mine, the activist Sophie Olson. She runs a project called The Flying Child. She writes the most incredible blogs and does incredible work to do exactly what we're doing, speak out and lead change around child sexual abuse. And she's been texting me all day saying, why aren't she was here on Thursday, and she's like, why aren't I there? I don't know why I went home. And then she asked me to read a poem that she has written. And so what she's written is that she wants everyone to know that she's a survivor of child sexual abuse, and that one of the most significant moments of her journey was the time that she reached out to a GP as she was leaving an appointment. She was set on a path through the mental health system as a result that compounded her trauma. The GP most likely didn't intend to cause her further harm, she says, but probably had little idea of what else to do with her. It wasn't until 10 years later that Sophie became aware of a different type of help for the trauma of child sexual abuse, and she regrets hesitating at that door and talking to the GP. And the poem is called Door Handle Moment, Advice to My 29-Year-Old Self. If you say, I'm struggling, as you reach for the door, don't say you can't recognise yourself in the mirror, that you don't feel quite real, like you're swimming through mud and you study knots after tucking your children in bed. Don't tell them what you do to survive. Don't expect them to ask you why. Don't describe how it feels to go so far inside your own head you fear you will disappear forever. Don't mention the wallpaper, how you lifted an edge, crawled in the gap, hung in the bubble, safe inside the flowers. Don't describe how it felt when you couldn't escape, a soul shattered into 1 million little pieces, how there was more than one of you, that it was bearable that way. Don't say you split from your body, that you lost hours of time. Never, ever say you know you can fly with the birds in the sky. When they sign your script with a flourish, say thank you. And yes, please, don't ask for a list of side effects or look at the DSM-5. When the meds don't work, don't tell them you wanted to die and that you were disappointed to see the sunrise. When they admit you, don't be vexatious, don't argue, never contradict, question, or say you don't agree. If you feel the need to laugh at the absurdity, never follow with a sob when you try to explain with words stuck for 30 years. Don't say them too fast. Don't stutter or stall. Don't say, I'm a survivor. Don't say it aloud. Their faces will shudder. They won't know what to do. They'll say the fault lies firmly with you. It's a sure sign of instability to seek human connection. Never ask for a hug. Stroke your own hand. Hold yourself, but not too hard. Don't rock or grip your arms. Don't ask for the names of their children or if they like dogs. Cue quietly. Swallow the tablets. Open wide. Show them your empty mouth. Be good. Don't tell them about the blades in the spine of your book, escape routes planned, pills stashed just in case. Hide your scars. Don't ask for first aid. Don't shout. Don't curse. Don't scream when you think you'll never get out. Never tell them to fuck you or fuck off. Don't barricade yourself in your room when panic sets in. It's against the rules. Submit to sedation. You won't win. You crossed a line. Let them shine a torch in your face every 10 minutes and watch you naked in the shower. It is for your own good. Sit quietly on your bed. Don't rage. Don't pace. Don't speak about the chaos in your head. Don't jumble your words. Be coherent, polite. Don't fight. Smile. Don't be too bright. Don't howl. or grieve for yourself when you're drowning in darkness. Don't tell them what you saw in the woods, how you were forced on your bed, what he did in the car, how imprisoned you were. Don't tell them what happened in the basement that day, or the way he looked at you when he turned out the lights, how you thought you'd be next. Lie quietly. Be silent. It's your only way out. Hide all of it. Hide all of you. Then when they let you go, run. Never look back. She's extraordinary. Sophie Olson, her website is The Flying Child, and she does the most exquisite, beautiful, game-changing work. I'm very, very privileged to call her my friend. Yeah. Because she sent me that, I decided that I would read a monologue that I wrote recently as part of a project that I did with University College London. I always like saying things like that. It makes me sound fancier than I am. And so the project was called Plain Sight. We made a series of films based on research that we did, 25 CSA survivors filled in a creative survey that we put out about how survivors are perceived by the public, bearing in mind that we are the public as well. And so it's sort of about public misconceptions, how we want to be perceived, and some of the problems that we want people to know about. And one theme that came through really strongly was about being a professional person working in support professions and also being a survivor. And so I thought this was an interesting addition to Sophie's piece. It's not a poem. It's a little story. So imagine I'm like someone working in a mental health setting or a support service of some kind, and I'm a survivor. So I've had an interesting day. I came clean. I came out professionally, which I didn't plan. It just happened. I mean, I've never lied about it, but to be honest, no one has ever asked. And there's just this funny separation. We are the professionals, and now we're supposed to call them customers, which implies a choice most of them don't have. We are efficient, skillful, detached, disturbingly, and they are difficult, complex, challenging. I mean, there's so many assumptions, most of which are negative about survivors, so I just cut off. Carried on working, training, doing my CPD, tacitly propping up the us and themness of it all. And I have been specifically discriminated against in a previous role after I disclosed. Shunned, actually. And this system that doesn't really help, that pathologizes people, re-traumatizes people, that fails to deal with the actual issues, that never asks why someone is distressed or why someone wouldn't automatically bow to the authority of our fucking great wisdom. And yes, there is room for compassion, for connection, for individual kindnesses, although less and less time. And yes, we can blame the government or funding or the trust or burnout and low pay and. And then there are just some people who are like your Nurse Ratched types, like Amanda, who is actually just a bit of a bully. A lot of a bully. A bit of a cunt, actually. And I've been a bit naughty. I mean, it's ridiculous, but I just despise her. And it gives me a little kick to quietly piss her off. So I've been stealing her tea bags, her special ones, for the last 3 years, just a few a week. And it gives me great pleasure and entertainment to watch her deal with it. Try and work out where they're going and who's taking them, and the announcements in the staff room are fun. And the labelling and post-it note phase was a particular high point. And it's petty revenge, but Jesus Christ, she is fucking monstrous. And today in the team meeting, which was the usual shit show, she was peak Amanda, waxing lyrical about one of the customers and how saying actually disgusting things about how she specifically ignored this person, citing her diagnosis as a reason to discredit her and invalidate her. And she kept saying, like it was some sort of professional badge of honour, people like her just want attention and you can't believe anything she says, and people like her, blah, 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 and I saw red. And everything went slow motion, and I was standing up in the meeting shouting, I am people like her, she is me, I am her, and we are people worthy of love, connection, attention, creative, resourceful people who have learnt to sit with pain that most people cannot even imagine. And then I carried on for quite a while, covered her vile complacency, threw some stats around, and somehow didn't call her a cunt. And then, for some reason, I told her about the tea bags. I was trying to make a point about that, how that minor violation made her feel, her adaptive behaviours and vigilance. Trying to hold up a mirror and say, what if it wasn't tea bags? What if it was your childhood, your body, your innocence? And it was interesting, you know, the usual mixed bag from, you're so brave, to, well, this isn't really appropriate. And you could see some people recalibrating in their head, like I suddenly made sense to them in a way that I hadn't before. And I said, I didn't tell you because I wanted you to see me differently. I told you because I wanted you to see you differently. And then I checked out and started crying and dissociating. And then Nurse Ratchet bitch came over, all tight and poised, and wanted, in that moment, to have an apology about the tea bags. And I was like, wait, what? I've just called out your disgusting victim-blaming behaviour, and you want me to apologise? And she persisted. Theft is theft, Anita, she said. Wrongdoing is wrongdoing, and people are entitled to their feelings. And I looked her in the eye and said, exactly, Amanda. That is exactly my point. Thank you very much.